Reddit, dit to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, May 24th. The Vols are everywhere. We're on social media. We're being played as a dynasty on with Barstool on NCAA 14, a game that's 6 years old. And today, we're all over, is this TNT? All over TNT thanks to our good friend Peyton Manning.
Yeah, we are. There's no doubt we're the hottest team in college football.
Yeah. Is your mic? You got?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good.
We'll check it. But yeah, the Vols are absolutely everywhere. You love to see it. And then I love that Georgia thinks they get in on it because Peyton throws your head coach's name out there. They're like, oh, look at Georgia.
Cart, buddy.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get Landon's mic fixed up. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry about that. We got some technical difficulties. We'll see if we can get it fixed real quick. But yeah, the fact that the Vols are still able to stay in the news, I guess, from with all of this going on is it's pretty nice, for sure, pretty nice. So let me trying to fix this up. Go again real quick. I don't know. We're going to have to work on Landon's mic as we get this show rolling here. We do have a great show for you guys. More commitments because that's just what Tennessee does. And then we're going to talk about those. We've already talked about two of them. If you haven't heard, check out YouTube. As commitments roll in, we try to get videos up. Due to I was traveling the last time that last time the commit happened. That's why we didn't get one out on Trinity Bell. But typically we are going to get videos up for YouTube and recap those commitments as they happen. So make sure you check that out as it happens, because we want you all to be up to date on everything happening. So we'll go over all of those again. We've also got I need to pull out my notes real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get Landon fixed up here. His mic fixed up. We've also got talking about the return to football. To football.
June 8th.
Some schools aren't, though. And I'm sure that'll be Matt Jones's reason for them sucking and losing to Tennessee, even though that's been happening the last however long.
He's the worst. The absolute worst.
Yeah. And then we're going to project some stats.
Yeah.
I know we normally do it and I will get more in depth as we get closer to the season and do our position breakdowns. But regardless, we're going to talk about some of those, what we believe will be some stat leaders later on or throughout this year. And so we're going to talk about all of that. And then we've got Coach Doug's tonight taking on rival Florida in Gainesville, right?
In Gainesville, yeah.
Like I said, Vols everywhere. On TNT right now, going to be on Twitch later. And Doug's is going to go 4-0. He's 3-0, right?
3-0, yeah.
Baylor. Yeah, 3-0. Going to be 4-0 later tonight. Then
hopefully with the 50 burger.
Hopefully with the 50 burger. I like that we're putting up points. That if you haven't listened to the podcast on Big Barstool Big Cat or Coach Doug's, whichever you want to say, it's hilarious. I made a friend in the airport because he thought I was laughing at something that he said, and I was listening to the podcast
on the slice.
Okay. I was listening to it, and I guess he thought I was laughing at something he said, and I wasn't. But I made friends, so it worked out.
It was electric.
It was.
Are we good now on the mic?
Yeah, you're good. You're
cool,
in.
Cool.
I got you in.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. Hey, props to you, man.
I'm working. I'm sorry.
You're tech and you're talking. I mean, you're doing the whole thing. I mean, I'm basically don't even need to be here.
That's not true. I was sorry about those technical difficulties. They are squared away. You can hear Landon clear now. So we're good to roll. We've also got some segments, fan questions, and some segments for you. It's an exciting episode. I'm back. I was in Phoenix. That's why I've got the ASU hat on. If you've been to Phoenix or probably, I'm sure Arizona or Tempe is much more fun when they're in school. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard they like to party.
So there was nothing going on while I was there, which was slightly disappointing. But
But he met Herm, and Herm gave him the hat, so,
I told
Landon, you got to wear it.
Right. I did go to Sun Devil Stadium one day, and I told Landon there was a car parked in the handicap spot, so I thought maybe he was in the office. So he didn't come out and greet me at the gate. That was unfortunate. Dude, that's an awesome stadium. I was telling you, it's just like perfectly tucked like in the mountains. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty cool stadium, and I think they would be able to do a similar to... So they say the only... So it must be something with like the Tempe River. I don't know. They say the only stadiums accessible by boat are Washington and Neyland. But I feel like ASU's was. I feel like ASU's was. I know that especially if you've been on a boat that docks at Calhoun's, that's a long walk, especially if you've been tailgating all day.
In the heat too.
Yeah, it gets rough. Long walk. I saw the guys. I played TP. Dude, I had a great week. I played TPC Scottsdale. That's the host of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. One of the guys I played with, I was like, I bet you all could tailgate there. I was like, the one at Calhoun's, especially on a hot September day after you've been drinking all day, that's a long walk. It's a very long walk.
Hey, just think if you're a little taller, you could be in this thing.
In the match?
Yeah. You could have been one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, maybe. That's certainly possible. I've never been one to doubt myself, so I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I had full faith in you. If you're just a little taller, you just didn't meet the requirements.
Right. I think most people, especially the way people are tweeting about Tom Brady's game, I think everybody's in agreement. If you had Bill Belichick on your side, you could be here.
Yeah. And, I mean, Rivals and 247 didn't do you any favors.
No, they did not. They did not. I did. Did I send you that picture? This has been several months ago. I found the program for our senior year of high school, and I was listed at 5'10". I was like, shout out to whoever did that. I appreciate it. Not 5'10", not close to 5'10", but it's greatly appreciated that you believed in me to maybe reach that height one day.
Yeah, I said I was 6 foot, 180 pounds. I'm still not 6 foot, 180 pounds. When I got to Carson Newman, they're like, 6 foot, huh?
They like they put you to measure it, and they're like, okay.
Yeah. 6 foot, huh?
That's great. That's fantastic.
But yeah, they hurt your feelings. They tell you exactly how it is when you get to college. They're like, yeah.
At least the program probably said 6 foot, though. They can lie on that.
No, so that they read what I wrote down for my life.
And they didn't help you in the Carson Newman
didn't help me.
roster?
No.
I feel like they help some Tennessee players every once in a while.
They probably do.
I feel like they measure a couple of them in tennis shoes.
I was not one that they cared helping, so.
Fair. They weren't worried about the height of you. You were one of the guys that you added to their credibility.
Yeah.
See, we put his real height on here.
I helped GPA.
That too. Like I said, we have a wonderful episode. Not just that, we're also doing a giveaway. Landon's got more to tell you about that and about the great sponsors who make this show and that giveaway happen.
Yeah, so go check out our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House, Bet Now, Commercial Bank, and Hound Dogs. You can go on volunteerroadshow.com right now. You can do it right now. You can do it whenever, but you can do it right now. Get in our drawing for the Hound Dogs giveaway, the $25 gift certificate at the end of the show. Do that. You can create a profile, create an account. It gives you access to all our content, all our articles, all our shows. So go do that, and that puts you in the drawing each episode to win that $25 gift certificate. So go do that. I'm going to tell you guys about Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank, and they are a leading financial institution with the services, capabilities, and resources of regional and national banks. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning your next vacation, Commercial Bank is with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Life made better. Visit cbtn.com to learn more and find a branch near you. Guys, go check out our official bank of more important issues, Commercial Bank.
Love it. We've already got a question. You want to go ahead and get there since we've already got it asked?
Just roll with it.
We haven't gotten into these segments, so we'll go ahead and do this. I know sometimes we make you all wait.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so we're kind of following along. If y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in there, and we'll try to get to them. But hello, everyone. It's good to be back with.
It's great to be back. I mean, obviously, we'll make the remote episodes work, but it's better to be here.
We got a remote thing kind of coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was hoping to tell you guys about that tonight due to some issues that it happens. It's part of life. We aren't going to be releasing a special little bonus episode this week, or sorry, I should say Monday. Maybe though later in the week we might have it for you.
Yeah,
so we'll work that out. And I'm excited. Landon's excited. Several VFLs are excited. Can't wait to do that for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question from Trevor. Just drop my pen. Is it even an episode if I don't drop something?
Yeah.
It's
not.
Out of the Big Four, Trevor asked, out of the Big Four, Oklahoma, Georgia, Florida, and Alabama, who do you all think UT has the best chance of beating ranked 1 to 4? I like this question a lot because I think this year with the way that we talked about kind of how the schedule falls, having Oklahoma early on, I don't know if that hurts us or Oklahoma more. I feel like Tennessee had just as much, if not more, momentum at the end of the year last year. But I'm going to talk about it in stats. We lose a lot of key guys.
Yeah.
We lose a lot of key guys. I like that Oklahoma is early on in the year. But I don't know if that necessarily helps Tennessee beat them. I think I'll go number 1. I think it's Georgia. I like where it falls in the schedule. Okay. I think Georgia's got a ton to replace. That could help them later on in terms of they could be getting comfortable, could be playing better football. But typically, Georgia's best football is not played in November.
That's true.
So I like that place in the schedule. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win by any means, but I like that as our best chance.
I think mine is probably Oklahoma, just because you look at what. We had to replace a lot. They have to replace a lot too, and it's probably their 2 best players on that roster was Jalen Hurts and Kenneth Murray.
Yeah,
and both of those guys are gone. They're having to replace their quarterback Spencer Rattler with hopefully. I mean, the SEC is gonna be back. I don't know when exactly the Big 12 is supposed to be back.
Well, NCAA cleared you can have on campus, right? Okay, right.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
So I don't know exactly when they're supposed to be back, but that's not a ton of time for a new quarterback to be there.
No, and he's not. He didn't play any last year, right?
He redshirted.
Yeah,
I think he played some, but
so
it was he still got his red shirt.
He utilized those 4 games. Okay, I didn't think he got any games. Okay, so he did play a little bit. So I don't hate Oklahoma there. Oklahoma's my number 2. Like I said from the get go, I like that they have a lot to replace as well.
Yeah, I just think I feel like our offense is going to be better. When you look at our offensive line, that's going to be better. It's going to help our whole offense.
Yeah.
You probably have JG with another year under Jim Chaney, this is his first time with not replacing an OC.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
Hopefully it's better. Cross your fingers. And Oklahoma, their defense is ass. They're not good. They're
that
trash.
helps us as well.
Yeah.
They've got that Big 12 defense.
Yeah.
Who do you got at number 2?
Number 2, I probably go, and I don't feel great about it, but I kind of feel like it's Alabama.
Really?
I feel like we're just right there with them. I think Georgia has some issues too. They replace a lot, but they have a ton of talent on that roster. Not saying Alabama doesn't, but they are having to replace Tua.
Yeah.
And I feel like we had their number last year. And that's something I feel like there's an extra juice to Jeremy Pruitt when he's going to go up against Alabama.
Yeah, I think especially last year, and I saw a couple people tweeting about it last week, was the timeout, the petty timeouts at the end of the half. I think that last few minutes of the first half is when Jeremy Pruitt became a Vol.
Yeah, I love
full.
I love how he did it too. It was just like it wasn't like Butch Jones when he goes across down the sideline with that. Yeah, it's just
the Florida timeout.
Yeah.
My number 3 though is Florida. And it's similar to how I'm going to go with Alabama, except unlike Nick Saban, what has Dan Mullen really done up to this point? I'm not saying he's not a bad coach, but what's he really won? I don't think we have any reason to. Tennessee doesn't have any reason to fear anything Dan Mullen's done up to this point. They have a ton to replace. They've got off the field issues going on right now. I think it's tough. It's gonna be tough to be Florida and do what they've consistently been doing over the last decade. I don't think Tennessee's in the same situation it has been. The difference between Tennessee and Alabama, or Florida and Alabama in terms of opponents, is we've beat Florida recently. And I think that's a mental hurdle to get over when you're looking at not beating Alabama since 2007.
Yeah,
that's a mental hurdle. Even though those guys weren't on that roster, they have to hear it all week. They have to see it all week. So that's why I have Florida at number 3. I know Alabama comes to Neyland this year too, and that's good. But you haven't beat Alabama. You did beat Florida in 2016. You haven't beat Alabama.
That's true. That's a good point. I think my number 3 would probably be Georgia, just because, like you said, it's at the end of the year. That's when we play our best football. Mm-hmm. And they have a lot to replace. DeAndre Swift, Jake Fromm. They lose. They're probably going to have a really good defense. But I don't know. It's
Gotta score
cool.
points.
It's cool now because we're to the point where there's like the teams are better than us, but they're not that much better than us.
I saw someone tweet. I don't remember who. I'd give you credit if whoever it was, if I remembered. Someone did say we shouldn't get blown out this year, and I agree. And I'm not saying if we get blown out, you should fire Jeremy Pruitt. Also, Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson just, I guess, didn't high five because of COVID. Is that
Did
why?
they air five?
Yeah, it
That's
looked like they
hilarious.
were gonna do it, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
like no, I shouldn't do that because
Well, they've been
fist bumping.
Yeah.
This is for COVID relief though. So that's,
okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't know.
I guess you can't do that.
But
Guess you
Brady and
can't.
Mickelson just got back a hole, so
Guess-
getting interesting.
if,
But sorry, where I was
Tom
at.
Brady laid one on Phil Mickelson right on the lips. I guess
Yeah.
that kind of be frowned upon.
No, definitely. And I mean, even if it was his son, I guess less so somehow. But what I was saying is, and I don't think that's cause for firing. Look at each game individually, but Jeremy Pruitt has this roster where, yeah, you shouldn't get blown out.
Yep.
Especially because the teams you get blown out by, Alabama, Florida, and Georgia, are not as strong as they have been in the last few years.
Yeah.
They're strong. They're going to be playoff contenders, but they're
Right.
not as strong. They're not that much stronger than us.
Yeah. No, absolutely. My fourth one is Florida, just because I think Kyle Trask is, for what we doubted when we played him last year, he's a pretty decent quarterback.
Yeah.
And so in terms of who they lost, I don't think they lost a ton. They lost C.J. Henderson. They lost their receivers, but I'm sure they'll replace them with some mediocre receivers.
That'll beat us.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I think Florida, Alabama's my fourth. I don't think Florida's going to be an easy team to beat. None of these teams are. I mean, I think it was an interesting question because I think those four, I think most Tennessee fans will, and everybody in the media definitely will. Those are your four losses next year.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting question. Let us know what you think. Rank them 1 through 4. That's Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama, and then Georgia. Rank them. Tell us who you think you can beat. Who you think Tennessee has the best chance of
I think
beating.
you could, different days, I could flip-flop.
Yeah,
some
no,
of these.
absolutely. I think when we get into the season, I think I'll feel differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I will. You had a question here, Landon. Louis wanted to know where you got that. He said Tennessee Vols recruiting shirt. I don't think it's a recruiting shirt. It's just a TriStar tee. You know where you got it?
I got it at my grandma got it at the Carm store.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, I don't know if you can find one like it. I can tell you the
brand.
What's that brand?
Southern something. Southern made tees. Southern made tees.
There you go. Yeah, this is our recruiting shirt. I like that.
There you go. Now it is.
Yeah.
Just became it.
Yeah, there you go.
Just became the recruiting shirt. So let's start with some. I guess we already started, but some commitments.
Yeah.
Because Tennessee's again, we're at 23 now.
24.
24, yeah, 24. There's definitely gonna be some guys.
Yeah.
Some guys are gonna be asked to start looking elsewhere soon.
Yeah. Like you said, you have 24 commits. The last time we spoke, we actually covered the Miles Campbell because we were with you on Wednesday. So
Well, and we covered, we did cover Miles Campbell, and then we also that night we released that YouTube video. I know we didn't do a show yet. But.
Yeah, so we did talk about Cayman Marley on our YouTube on the little bonus show. He's a 4-star athlete from Ramseur, North Carolina. Just another one of those North Carolina kids getting into crossing. What do you call that? The gorge. Crossing the gorge into Knoxville. Maybe he goes the gorge. I don't know.
I don't know.
I do know that he has never been on a visit here and came.
Oh wow!
I think 2 weeks ago. Came here with his coach and some of his teammates and just went around the campus, called one of the coaches, and saw what he needed to see.
Oh, interesting. So it wasn't even a visit.
No, just went around campus and looked at literally the campus. Not he couldn't go in anything, but he literally went around campus and committed there. So
I didn't know that.
Yep. So that's pretty cool because when you actually get him on campus, he's like, "Oh yeah, this place is freaking awesome."
No. Yeah, that's good.
See, you get him. He's got a number of offers. Florida had offered him, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Kentucky, NC State was in there as well. So, pretty good guy that, and I think we talked about this on the YouTube chat. It was just like, he doesn't really take a spot from somebody because he can come in and play so many different positions.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and he's a 4-star athlete. This is a guy that, unless he chooses to look elsewhere, he will be in this class.
Right.
Come December or February.
Right. So I think you see him on the defensive side of the ball. He plays a lot of receiver, plays corner, safety, linebacker, also punts for his team. So kind of that do-it-all guy, and doesn't have a ton of competition there where he goes to school. But solid athlete. You look at his tape, he's the best athlete on the field at all times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's the number 5 athlete, number 8 player in the state of North Carolina. I think I see him as more like he looks like a safety right now. So I think that's where he'll start out. If he's able to put on weight quickly, I think you could see him at outside linebacker.
Oh, okay, nice. I don't think Tennessee, at least recently, I know there's going to be a change in strength coach this year. Have they made that official yet?
No, it's not been official. I mean,
it's assumed, and I think everybody kind of knows, but it's not been official.
Yeah, I guess when they
unofficially official.
I guess we'll probably figure that out in the next week or so.
Yeah, exactly. But recently, Tennessee's not struggled to put weight on some guys, so I don't think that will be a problem. Then, so we talked about 3-star tight end Miles Campbell. He committed on Monday. But you got Trinity Bell, another athlete.
I mean, that's all this class is, a bunch of athletes, and I think that's good. You want to improve your whole roster, get a bunch of guys that you can put different places.
Yeah, and this guy's he's going to be on the line, probably defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Could you see him playing any spot on the defensive line, or do you think he's a fit somewhere?
I think he's 6'7", 260 from Albertville, Alabama, the number 37 athlete in the country. You beat out Auburn and get him, you beat out a bunch for Auburn. I'm going to get to that in a second. But so 6'7", 260, that you could play basically anywhere. If you want to,
and he probably does have some more weight to put on if he's gonna be that interior lineman, but he could play that position.
Size-wise, he reminds me of Darrell Middleton.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Darrell Middleton's a little bit bigger, right? He's closer to 300.
So I mean, he could eventually get, but in high school, Middleton played same as Trinity Bell, played basketball, played a lot of flex tight end, where they spread him out on the outside, and it was basically just mismatches. If he's able to get in the weight room and put on weight, then he could be a defensive tackle.
There you go.
Okay. But if not, he could be that defensive end type with your hand in the ground, or he could be a tight end. He could fit the mold there. No one's gonna want to cover a 6'7", 260-pound tight end.
Nope. No. And that's, like you said, part of creating mismatches. If he's athletic enough to play faster than 260, well, you're going to have trouble covering him.
Right. Yep. Guy that can play both sides of the ball. So
athletes, man. Athletes.
That's what you want.
Yep. We have a question about recruiting. How many of those 24 will actually sign in December or February? Greg asked. Like we said, you're not going to... Not all 24 of the guys you have right now will sign. That's just the nature of the business. Not all 24 will sign with Tennessee. If you had more 4 and 5 stars, like Ohio State, their class is going to be pretty much those guys.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it goes. Those guys aren't going to be asked to seek other opportunities, and most of those guys aren't going to leave a school like Ohio State.
Unless they just have a bad season, which I don't think anybody expects them to do.
Exactly. And then when you look at Tennessee, I think you can look at those 4 and 5 stars and go ahead and say most of those guys are going to be in this class.
Yeah.
3 stars, I don't know. Will we drop a 4 or 5 star? I'm sure. 2? Yeah, maybe so. That's just the nature of the business. It happens. I don't see a large number. I think right now you could guess anywhere between 15 to 18 are definitely staying.
Yeah, you take care of what you need to on the football field. That's your biggest recruiting pitch.
Yeah,
it always will be wins.
How many did we lose in 2017 when Butch left? How many commitments did we lose? There's no way we lost more than 10.
We lost a lot. So when we fired Butch, because he just basically had to scramble to put a class together.
Right. Let's say how big of a difference was it from
Jeremy Pruitt's first year to his second year?
Well, first year, like how many guys did you actually lose? I guess that. Because I think the question was essentially Tennessee's not going to – Tennessee, I think you could lock in right now for a top 10 class.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Top 5, you got to get more 4 or 5 stars that are going to be here when it's all said. I think you could – if you had better guys, you could lock them in. It's tough to lock them in right now, I think. Mm-hmm. Especially with the trend of the way Tennessee's trending in recruiting.
Yeah, I think that, if you're able to, if you go into Norman and beat Oklahoma and you show that you're actually on the come up,
Yeah.
then that's going to sell.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of stuff I think that sells this season. I don't see you losing a ton of commitments. You're going to lose guys. It's the way it goes.
Yeah, if you're competitive in every single game and you lose, say you lose 4 games, you're 8-4, you go win a bowl game. Who remembers, Tennessee's last couple games of the season? We won them, but like a commit, they look at that last game.
Yeah.
If you win a bowl game, you've sold.
John Ward said it, or John Majors, Johnny Majors. He said it. They remember what you do in November.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finish out the year strong. I mean, there's going to be a lot of tough tests. That is one thing about Georgia being in November. You don't have, which you still have Kentucky and Vanderbilt, thankfully, to help pad that out. But I would take Missouri in November over Georgia. Now, I do like the switch, but when we're talking about, recruits, everyone looks at what you do in November. Yeah, you could. There's a lot of times, which I guess our record with Missouri isn't great, so just switch them at that point.
Yeah,
just switch them. Yeah, this hat is a little faded. My Greenville Green Devils hat is a little faded. It is an Arizona State hat. I just got back from Phoenix Friday. Phoenix is awesome. If Neyland Stadium was in Phoenix, I would already move to Phoenix.
Yeah, 100%. That's the only thing keeping you here.
It's
and me.
Yeah, and you, yeah. And Landon and Neyland. If you moved them out to Phoenix, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I also think I got lucky. It's been hotter the last 2 days in Knoxville than it ever was while I was in Phoenix.
Dude, we were sitting outside yesterday, especially at Calhoun's, because I had my back to the sun, dude. I was roasting.
We went to Calhoun's yesterday. I missed some. They've got pretty river too, but there's nothing like East Tennessee. I'm sorry. I think it was 107 in Phoenix today, so I left just in time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I left just in time.
Because that would feel like 107 here would feel like 150.
But it's definitely a lot different. 100. It's definitely a different 107. But yeah, that it is. I'm sorry, but my Green Devils hat is faded. I like Greenville. It's the city of champions, isn't it?
Pretty, I guess. Yeah,
I think it's what I can't remember what they call themselves. I think it's city of champions. They've won enough that they can claim that.
Yeah, I think
if I remember correctly, Greenville High School has played for a state championship in every single sport you can compete in.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I don't think they've won them yet. But
it's in the water up there.
The good stuff.
Yeah, I guess
the good stuff.
June
8th, though. June 8th.
Also, I have one more recruiting thing just before I forget. Prince Coley. He's the 4-star outside linebacker from Jonesboro, Tennessee. Don't hear that a lot in recruiting.
You don't.
David Crockett High School.
Okay.
Put Tennessee in his top 10. I'm not sure when he decides to make his decision, but hey, you're in the top 10. He's got offers from Auburn, Georgia, Oklahoma, Georgia Tech, so they're obviously in the top 10 as well. And I think if you play your cards right, I think you'd have a shot at Prince Coley.
Yeah, I didn't know Davy Crockett was up there pumping out talent.
I guess so.
I love it. Wasn't Daniel Boone? They had a couple guys this year, didn't they? There must be some, like you said, there must be something in the water up towards Johnson City.
Yeah,
they got something going on.
Tri-Cities area got it going up there.
Yeah.
And then you also had 4-star outside linebacker Junior Colson, the guy from Ravenwood, commit to Michigan today.
Okay.
So did choose Michigan, lost one there, but hey,
I played,
can't get them all.
I played at Scottsdale with an Arizona State fan, and a Michigan fan, and I told him they were probably going to get a commitment from a Tennessee guy this year.
Yeah.
Not Tennessee guy, but a guy Tennessee was after this week. So.
Yeah, so I don't think they'll give up on him. I think you'll see them kind of be in his ear up until signing day.
There you go.
It ain't over till it's over.
No, it's not. That ink to paper is when it really matters.
Let's also talk about Auburn. Okay, Auburn
let's
is
throw
mad.
some shade. I'm ready to throw some shade.
Auburn is so mad for no reason.
Well, they thought they got the better of us with the whole what's it? I've already forgotten his name. That's how little I care about it.
Yep.
And I think how little Tennessee coaches care about it. I think they thought they had Tennessee's number after that, and I think Jeremy Pruitt came back with a vengeance. And the best part is, I don't think he meant to. I think he was just out recruiting the best guys, and
yeah,
that's how little he cares about all. He hates Auburn, and he cares about them that little.
Exactly. Coming here his first year and beats a ranked Auburn team. I mean, what is Auburn like? I had a lot of guys saying like, "Oh, Tennessee's not good." Like, what have you won?
Yeah, no, it's tough to like.
You won it with Cam Newton. You haven't done anything
also-
since.
Also, you got caught cheating in the middle of the season. I get it. Every team cheats, but you got caught cheating and they didn't do anything. That's unexplainable.
So dumb.
I think they started investigating it like 9 games into the season. And at that point, Auburn was like, just play him. We would have to forfeit 9 games if they found out.
Yeah.
They find out and they're like,
Yeah, we're good.
I mean, if it's not Auburn, it's Oregon. So this national championship really doesn't matter.
Right.
Didn't that who they played in Oregon?
Is that who they?
I thought they beat Oregon. I'll have to look it up now. I'm not
They
gonna bother
they
by it.
lost. Who did they play when they lost to?
I thought the Oregon game was when was it that
was
got
that who they play? Did they play Florida State?
they lost? That was in the first playoff. They beat. No, that wasn't Florida State and Oregon. That was and that was when Jameis Winston threw the ball backwards.
Yeah,
Who did they play in the national championship?
it was with Nick Marshall, who couldn't even speak English.
I'm trying to look it up right now, but I think that's the. Do you remember the play where the Auburn? I think it was running back gets tackled, and he pops up and keeps running. And
Yeah,
they go
Michael
back,
Dyer.
Was it Michael Dyer? And they go back and review it, and he didn't hit the ground. And they,
Yeah.
I mean, they did the right thing by letting it play, but it was super unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they're mad, and so nine commits Tennessee has literally had Auburn in their top schools, and a lot of them, like 4 or 5 of them, it was between us and Auburn.
It was Oregon in 2010. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was between us and Auburn, and they picked Tennessee. I don't know why they're like, oh yeah, we didn't want him, we got somebody better, blah blah blah. Then why were you in until the end?
And they did lose to Florida State in 2013.
Okay, yeah,
There you go. There you go.
lost them crab legs. You should have offered them up before then.
Yeah. Right.
Missed your chance. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they regret how they handled the Jay Hardy incident.
Oh, they have. I mean,
Charlie Gardner,
yeah, a little
the
bit.
rest
A little bit of
Malzahn,
vengeance.
yeah, I'm sure they're like, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have pissed off the Hornet.
yeah. No, you can't piss off Jeremy Pruitt. He already hated you because he was an I'm gonna go with was an Alabama guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a Tennessee guy now.
He does.
He looks like a Tennessee guy if you know what I mean.
Getting heavy everywhere.
He's getting heavy. I think he's gonna pass up big heavy here soon.
Oh man, that's gonna be big. That's gonna be big.
Yeah, we'll see. June 8th though. Speaking of heavy, because apparently he wasn't the only guy that didn't want athletes to return June 1st.
Yeah, Matt Jones.
Yeah, according to that report. But at the same time, it's like he just wanted to give schools enough time to get acclimated and ready. Can't fault him for that. Totally get it. Now the Vols are returning, which a lot of guys are already back. You kind of mentioned how you saw some guys heading back to campus 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
They're making their way back, and now I think you're going to see most Vols. Oh man, Peyton just pulled a Caleb, he about went bunker to bunker. I think you see most Vols are already here, but I guess you'll get the freshmen that we're going to report in June now, so that's good. Like guys like Harrison Bailey are going to be. Well, I guess he was already on campus, but any of the new guys that we're going to report in June, now you get.
Yeah,
which is good.
I think it gives them enough time where freshmen are able to come in and at least compete.
Yeah.
We're not. It's not August and we're going back and
Showing up for the first time.
Yeah, and then you start maybe in September.
And it's officially voluntary. But if you've played a sport, you know what a voluntary workout is.
Right.
Sorry, I should say it correctly. If you have had significant playing time for a competitive team, you know what voluntary means.
Exactly. Yep, I think it's a great first step. It's going to be a lot more difficult with football than it is basketball. But I think with football, you work out pretty much in groups anyway. You don't have 150 people in the workout facility.
Yeah. I think it's definitely like you said, they're gonna have to split it up, and they're gonna have to go in probably smaller groups than normal. But it's not gonna be that big a deal because it is gonna be smaller groups. I think the biggest thing about getting them on campus, those freshmen especially, but even if you out of 100 guys, you're not all your guys were doing what they're supposed to do. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. Yep. So now you've got them. You're making sure they're going to be doing what they're supposed to do. And it gives you a better, looking at Oklahoma, if they didn't get back until, August and the season started last of September, I'd be much more, because we've got a lot to replace, and we're going to touch on it here in just a second.
Yeah, because I think everybody was in agreement that they needed 6 weeks before the start of the season.
Yeah.
Well, they have that, and the 6 weeks is to get people ready to be in football shape. It's not just because we need 6 weeks to practice.
Right.
You need 6 weeks to get people from where you can't rely on them to do the stuff on their own.
Yep. It's going to be back. I think it means football right now is on time. Football's on time. So we'll see. Kentucky, though. Kentucky won't be practicing, working out at all. They can't be on campus right now. Yeah, so their athletic director said until he believes it's safe, or I guess the decision makers believe it's safe.
Oh, suck on that, Matt Jones.
Yeah, I know. I'm like... Also, if the...
It's karma.
Yeah, no, it's... and it's hilarious because he was just trying to make Tennessee fans mad because he knows that's who generates his clicks. Kentucky fans don't give a shit about you or Kentucky sports. It's evident. They don't start watching Kentucky sports until November when basketball starts.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's just the way it goes up in Lexington.
It's reality.
It's just the way it goes. Let's talking about the next season. We think it's gonna right now. I think you can project it starting on time, with or without fans. To be determined, I believe. The states are starting to open up more, so I think that gives it an opportunity for fans. Heard some rumors that that Neyland will be open, but to less fans. I just don't see how you realistically do that. Also,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many season tickets do they actually? Because I was thinking, like, can you just do season tickets? But how do you regulate that? How do you check everybody's?
Well, I mean, you could just pass out season tickets, so you just don't give out single games.
Right.
But I think we're in like the 70,000+ of.
Okay,
yeah, so it's not possible. Yeah, it's not. But yeah, I don't know because I think the number I heard was like 30-something thousand. And I don't.
Do all of them require a donation?
I guess you better. I guess you better be donating a lot of money if you want to be in Neyland next year.
That stinks.
Yeah, but they can't stop us from tailgating. So
yeah, no.
Also, a lot of people are acting like fans being there is like, don't even play the season without fans. No, play the season. Obviously, you want fans to be there. Do players want fans to be there? I'm sure, but they wouldn't want that over their season happening.
No.
That's absurd. And will it change the game? Yes, it will change the game. Will it change it drastically enough to not be played? No. I
think that kind of like you can kiss the home field advantage out the window.
Oh, home field advantage would virtually be impossible. I think you would have. I mean, you have to understand that a lot of Georgia State's momentum could be attributed to the crowd in Neyland in terms of you can feel in crowds that big when the air just gets taken out of 80,000 people.
Yeah.
If that crowd's not there, I'm not saying Tennessee wins because they don't. Tennessee was terrible that day. But yeah, that momentum shifts. The Tennessee players can feel when that air gets sucked out of the crowd. You can feel that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think you would see a lot less upsets without fans.
Yeah.
You'd still see upsets, for sure. But you'd see a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you've been playing high school sports in front of no fans forever. Why would you not play a year of college sports? It'd be okay.
It's going to be weird, though, because, like, do you let in... Like, there's going to be some people there, like, media-wise and stuff like that. So, what does that look like? Do you just have them, like... You just create, like, a cover and just have them, like, sit at tables, like, right on the 50-yard line?
I don't...
Or do you still have them up in the press box? That'd be kind of weird.
I don't think you could, according, if you had the social distancing guidelines, which are, if you've been in an airport, are kind of a joke or traveled anywhere. And I'm not saying it's a joke to social distance for all you people that are going to be like, you don't believe in social... No, I just believe that a lot of it is to make you feel comfortable when it's not effective. That's what I mean. Like going through TSA. If you've ever been through TSA, you know they are not checking your bag how they probably should... How I would be comfortable them checking everybody's bag or checking everybody's personnel or personal stuff.
Yep.
I think a lot of it's done to make us comfortable and not really to protect us. That's all I mean. But yeah, I think media would definitely be there. Schools won't miss out on the opportunity for their team to be on the newspaper or online or whatever. So media will still be there. I don't know how, like you said, I don't know how they look.
I kind of don't get this, and you correct me if I'm off. I don't get the whole mask thing, but still stay 6 feet away. I feel like
I think it's just added protection. I mean,
yeah, but it's protection. But I just don't get, like, some people are like, oh yeah, you need to social distance, but you also need to wear a mask.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just has to do with that's protection you could stack on top of protection. So that's all.
Okay.
I don't think it's like, yes, I think it's essentially doing somewhat of the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's also
that's kind of what.
But it's also like it is adding.
Like, if you're not able to be 6 feet away, you should probably wear a mask. If you're able to be 6 feet away.
A mask isn't as important, but you're encouraged to wear it.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like how a surgical mask, like the looser masks, aren't super effective for COVID, but you should still wear them because it does add some protection. Kind of like that. Yes, it is a little monotonous to do it, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot like I said. There's a lot of health things that they're there mostly just to make you feel comfortable. So also I went because I had to go in Ross the other day. I didn't really have to, I guess, but I did. Nobody was standing 6 feet apart, and I wore a mask just because. Whatever, I had one, so I wore it, but. Yeah, like this lady was standing right behind me and very loudly telling everybody how she thought this was all BS.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, you can think it's BS, but is it really that? Is it going to hurt you to stand 6 feet away from me? Is it does it ruin your day?
Yeah, I almost had to get into it with a guy at the gas station because
Is he all upset?
He was complaining about his freaking Kroger points. And at the lady, he was like, "It cut off at $4." And she was like, "Okay, just hold on. I'll be over there in a second." Well, I'm standing 6 feet from him. And he comes back and looks at me. He was just like, $4 it just cut off and gets right up in my face. I was like, dude, can you please go on?
Yeah, I would be mad on it any day, let alone with this stuff going on.
Jesus, I don't care about your freaking points.
Yeah,
put in the wrong number, I guess. I don't know. Buy some more groceries.
Yeah. I think the lady that I flew next to was pretty upset because I kept taking my mask off to drink. It's like, I can't drink through the mask. So.
Yeah, just let it filter.
It sounded, I could be overthinking it, but it sounded like every time I would pull it down, she was scoffing. She was oh. He has to take another swig of this drink? Okay. Do humans even need that much water?
They don't. David Newcomb says, hashtag fire Pruitt. Just kidding.
Yeah, bring in Coach Doug's. I heard that guy's awesome.
He said, how we not get Junior Colson? I think he had some family members go to Michigan, and I think a lot of people around him wanted him to go to Michigan. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha.
And I think it's just...
And he was leaning Michigan, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's part of that brand where Tennessee, kids in Tennessee just aren't really Tennessee fans because they just haven't been competitive.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make it a brand again, and I mentioned Vols are everywhere today. You're making a brand. You've got a guy who this is the most watched channel right now today because it's the only live sports going on. Tennessee's all over it. You've got I know Tom Brady stomped on the smoky head, but you got the smoky head, and then Peyton's been wearing, I think, a TriStar hat, which I guess in Tennessee Vols, but then he's got the Power T and checkerboard on his. The name's getting out there, and that does a lot for the brand.
Yep.
So it's awesome. And then Barstool will have 40,000, I think, Twitch viewers tonight. It's insane.
Yeah, and they're tweeting off their
How's
accounts.
your season going? Have you started one yet?
Yeah.
Not going well yet?
It's been freezing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so.
No. Is it the game, you think, or you got... Let me shut our mics out. Am I back?
Am I back?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, so it's kind of been freezing. I got through 5 or 6 games, so I think I'm 5-1.
Okay. Where are you at?
I'm at ECU. I'm an offense coordinator at ECU.
Nice, dude. ECU's not they've got good colors. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of purple, but I think purple with purple, yellow, black looks good. I
beat Boise State, which is ranked. I lost to Virginia Tech by a touchdown. They scored with 5 seconds left.
Right.
But I didn't obviously get to play defense because I'm offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
So I scored too late. Was up by 1, and then they beat me, I think, by 6, actually. So, yeah.
There you go.
It's going pretty good, I guess. My offense is up there pretty good. I don't know where I'm going to go next. I don't know if I'll stay another year or not.
Yeah, that's going to weigh heavy.
I need to get my game fixed first.
Yeah, right. You're going to have to keep us updated.
Yep.
Keep us updated on that. Let's look at some stat projections, stat leader projections. We're like I said, we'll dive more in depth once we kind of start previewing positions, and we'll talk about past just leading rusher and leading receiver and stuff like that. We'll get a little bit more in depth when we do specific position previews. But today we're gonna talk about who we think are gonna be the rushing, passing, receiving, tackles, sacks, and interceptions. Let's start with rushing. I do want to mention last year Todd Chandler led the led rushing with 680 yards. So that was your leading rusher last year. Todd Chandler returns. So that's a guy you get back. Who's your running back one? I don't think that necessarily matters to your rushing yards the way Chaney kind of managed the runners this year. But I think it goes a little way, especially with the way Eric Gray finished off the year. He finished with, I already did write it down, 558 yards. I think 500 of that came in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
So he's coming off a little hot streak there. The way he ran, I just don't see how he's not running back one right now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think you got to go with the hot hand, and even if that carries over into off season, still got to go with the hot hand. And that's I just feel like Eric Gray gives you just a different dynamic than what you had on the roster.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of ways to go to be a good back out of the backfield. Struggled catching out of the backfield. But he did a fine job blocking, and then he's going to have some help too that'll take some of that weight off his shoulders. I do think Eric Gray not only will be your starting running back, I think he'll also be your leading rusher at the end of the year.
I do too. I think I don't know if he is. I think he'll have 1,500 scrimmage yards. I don't know if he'll have 1,000 rushing,
right.
But I think with him being utilized out of the backfield with the game, if it's any indication with how he's going to perform, I look at that Indiana game when he just basically took over, and it was dump off passes and things like that. So that I think he'll be the leading rusher, also be your starter, but I also think he is your leading pass catcher in receptions.
You think Eric Gray leads in receptions?
I think Eric Gray leads in receptions.
We gotta get better at the swing passes if we
right. Yeah. Hopefully we just get rid of that. But I like a lot of screens. I've been running a lot of screens in NCAA.
There you go. There you go. Pro style offense or spread?
Spread.
Throwing the ball. Throwing the pigskin. Getting burgers.
I'm like dead last in rushing offense right now.
Not a game manager, huh?
No.
Not a game manager?
I like to score.
I
want 50 burgers.
Yeah, 50 burgers. Passing, I kind of went... So last year, JG led with 2,100, almost 2,200 yards. I think a lot of people would consider it hot take because you haven't seen Pruitt's willingness to go away from JG. And my gut tells me to go with what I know, that Tennessee will roll JG out there. But my heart says Harrison Bailey is going to be our leading passer.
Oh, man.
That's what my heart tells me.
I like it.
I want him. I desire for him to be the next guy at Tennessee so bad that I'm gonna try to speak it into existence.
And I love that we've talked about Harrison Bailey and Eric Gray so far. They're both freshmen, one was a freshman last year. This will be a freshman. Both got them away from Michigan.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So I guess we'll trade those for Junior Colson for now.
For now, we'll see if we can get him later though.
Yeah.
I like Harrison Bailey to be the guy. Like we said, I don't think he starts for Tennessee come day one. Maybe JG comes out and he has a lot to prove. He has competition that pushes him. And Pruitt was right last year when he said JG would help Tennessee win football games, and he did. You could argue he was one of the reasons you beat Missouri. I mean, yes, you had receivers that helped, but he had to throw the football.
Yeah.
So you could argue that he was the sole, I guess not the sole reason, but yeah, he won Tennessee a lot of football games. Like I said, my gut tells me JG's the guy, but my heart says Bailey, and I'm gonna go with my heart, man. Speak from the heart. That's what they tell you to do. I'm gonna go Harrison Bailey.
Yeah, and we're watching Tom Brady and Peyton right now, and a lot of people just can't wait for the NFL season to start because you're actually gonna know if it was Belichick or Brady.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering with the quarterback situation, I think you'll find out pretty quickly. Was last year like the struggle, I guess the hot streak at the end of the year, was that because of our receivers or was it because of JG?
Yeah.
And I think JG had a big part in that.
Right.
But I think you're gonna, with these new receivers you have coming in, don't have a lot of experience, you're gonna find out how good JG really is.
Yeah, let's
or not good.
Right. Let's flip over receiving because we were talking about that and how you want it.
But I'm gonna go with JG.
JG.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with JG.
Okay.
I'm hoping Harrison Bailey because I think he's the real deal. But yeah, I'm going my gut and I'm hard.
Right. Looking at receiving, I think this one's kind of obvious because you talked about how you lost so much. But Juwan Jennings led all receivers last year with 969 yards. Nice. I think it's obvious who it is just because of experience. And then he also, he balled out last year. He wasn't like the worst, he wasn't the third on the depth chart because the guys in front of him were that much better. That wasn't the case. You probably could have flip-flopped any of those three guys. Mm-hmm. You just had more experience and where they fit within the game. we had Jawan Jennings and Marquez Callaway in front of him. But I think it's Josh Palmer. He had almost 500 yards receiving last year. I think you get that. That's the thing too about if JG is a starter. I think that means you're getting good QB play. I think if you're not, you go to Harrison Bailey. So I think you're probably getting good QB play regardless next year. So I think Palmer has a chance to go over 1,000.
Oh, I like that.
Or at 1,000.
I want to see a 1,000-yard rusher and a 1,000-yard receiver.
I would love that. I mean, that means you probably have at least a 3,000-yard, 3,500-yard passer.
Yeah,
so
that's great. I think a lot of it comes to who is, you talked about those three guys last year. None of them really necessarily was better than one another.
Right.
But JG was just more comfortable throwing Jawan Jennings.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And why would you not be?
He's gonna he's gonna do his 100% best to try and get.
So I think it has to be Josh Palmer. Just the fact that it seems like there's at least a little bit of comfortability with Josh Palmer.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, I like Josh Palmer to be the guy.
I think Ramel Keaton is right there with him.
I had Keaton written down as if it's not Palmer, I think it's got to be Keaton.
Yeah.
So
I was watching. Somebody told me to go watch Harrison Bailey play Grayson his junior year because they were down 28-0 at the half, and they come back and I think lose 35-28.
Oh wow! So they definitely made a tear back.
So somebody wanted me to go watch that, and watching Harrison Bailey throw to Ramel Keaton. If Harrison Bailey's our starter, I think Ramel Keaton's your leading receiver.
Okay, he's got that comfortability and
yeah. that. If you want to see if you're unsure about Harrison Bailey in any way, go watch that game. You're like, holy crap!
So that'd be 2018 against Grayson. Is that what you said?
Yeah, his junior year. Yes.
2018. I'll have to watch it this week because we're not doing our 98 rewatch. I don't know what our plans are for watching more games, so I'll do that. I'll do that before Wednesday.
Yep.
Get a little Harrison Bailey action going.
Yeah, he took an absolute beating from guys that were. Grayson had, I think, 6 or 7 guys go D1. I think 5 were on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, dang.
You had Owen Papo that was going to Auburn. You had some other guys. But, yeah, that was just a really good team and came all the way back and gave them a run for their money.
Yeah, let's check that out this week. Y'all need to check it out as well. Tackles, flipping to the defensive side of the ball. Tackles, last year, Batuli led all tacklers. He had 52 solo. I assume we're talking about solo tackles. I feel like this one's got to be obvious in terms of he was, I think, the 3rd leading tackler last year. Just all over the field. Seemed to be one of the smartest players on the field, always in the right place at the right time. That's Henry Toto. And I feel like he's got to be your leading tackler. And I think he could even be potentially your leading sack leader because there's not a lot of guys on that defensive side of the ball that have just proven to be great pass rushers.
Yeah.
The issue, if he is our sack leader, I think that means our defense isn't playing as good as it probably should be. But that doesn't necessarily mean that. It both could be true. Mm-hmm. But I think he's definitely your leading tackler. I think it's got to be Henry Toto. He had 33 last year.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go with Henry Toto also. I think he just seems to be a different level when it comes to understanding offenses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got to go with him. He just seems to always be around the football. Even if he's not making the tackle, he's right there.
He's getting that assist tackle, that's for sure. That's for sure. Moving to sacks. Last year, Darrell Taylor led with 8.5, and you lose. Which the good news is Darrell Taylor he was dynamic, but he wasn't just this dominant guy that took over games or anything. So you're not losing that much with him. I don't know who you replace a pass rusher, who's going to be a pass rusher like him. That does make it difficult. Again, this is kind of someone I'm speaking into existence. You've seen some flashes from him. He had 2.5 sacks last year, had a couple really good games. I think he could be that guy, and that's DeAndre Johnson.
Oh, okay.
I think he's kind of taking the same path Darrell Taylor has. I feel like he was kind of smaller when he got onto campus, and he's put on a lot of weight.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting to me because if I'm looking at those two outside linebacker position, I would think DeAndre Johnson would probably be the second guy.
And we talked about this last week. Actually, we were kind of talking about. I think we were asked who we thought would be the starters, and we thought DeAndre Johnson would kind of probably have to earn that spot. Mm-hmm. But he does. He kind of has the upper hand with spring practice not taking place. He was probably the second guy last year.
Yeah.
So he's got a little bit of an upper hand. I think he has the ability to be that guy, and I think he again, I just kind of want him to be, and I don't think we have a ton of guys who can be that. So hopefully, that's a hope.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a guy who, on the opposite side, that had a good end of the year last year. I'll go with Kevon Bennett. I think that we saw a lot of flashes. Can he really hone in on this spring and solidify himself as the proven pass rusher?
Yeah, that's the big thing right now is you just don't have any great pass rushers.
Got to get to the quarterback.
Yep. Someone said,
but yeah, having a good year from both of those guys would just make either would make both their seasons better.
Yo, absolutely, 100%. Someone else said that we've seen flashes, and we've seen some great flashes from DeAndre Johnson. I think he's still got a ways to go. We've seen some flashes. Someone else said Kevon Bennett will be the man. I hope so. Like you said, he had some really great games as well. He's definitely got that ability. He's probably in a spot, like you said, Johnson's probably fighting for a starting position. I think Kevon Bennett's kind of that guy that you're the starter. You got to go now. You got to go play well now. Mm-hmm. So he's probably definitely got the upper hand when you're talking about being the sack leader.
Yeah. I'll go right behind him. I'll go linebacker. I think it's Kavaris Crouch. I think he, spent all of last year trying to get to the quarterback, and then he's going to be back at inside linebacker. I think that just helps him be able to get to the quarterback, and I feel like was Batuli second in sacks?
Batuli, I think, was second, yeah.
Okay. So, we blitz a lot from the linebacking position.
And it is tough to get sacks from that interior line. That's why if Kavaris Crouch was an outside linebacker, and there's been talks of him potentially moving out there, right? So I think if he was an outside linebacker, I would feel very confident in him being the sack leader.
I think he'll be second. And Roman Harrison's a guy that can maybe give DeAndre Johnson a run, or maybe they just I think this is going to be it would have been a big spring for him, just because I think in high school he played defensive tackle. He didn't even play defensive end.
There's a lot of guys that could have benefited from this offseason that don't get the full offseason.
Yeah, especially the freshmen, Morvan Joseph, Tyler Barron, they could have benefited too. And, if we got to see a little bit more from practice, maybe they jump in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Moving on to interceptions, this is one that Vols really didn't make a ton of noise in the turnover department, especially when you look at interceptions last year. Nigel Warrior kind of came into his own and made a couple big plays, and he was the leading interception guy last year with 4. He leaves, and that's kind of what I mentioned I said we're going to talk about this. So we've lost now our leading receiver, leading tackler, sack leader, and interception leader. So you're losing all those guys this year. Yeah. That's a pretty big hit. Not that they can't be replaced. I'm not saying that, but it's a hit when you lose the leaders on your team, especially when you say their names. It becomes even more important. That's Daniel Batuli, Darryl Taylor, and Nigel Warrior, and Jawan Jennings. Those 4 guys are big names and stat leaders. That'll hurt you. I do like Bryce Thompson to be this guy. It's tough to get a lot of interceptions at the corner position. I think what will help him this year is I think there should be more balance, so teams can't just throw away from him a lot. I think with Alontae Taylor struggling, rotating a lot of guys in there, it was easy to kind of throw away from Bryce Thompson. I don't think that'll be the case this year. If there was someone at safety, if Nigel Warrior was returning, I'd feel more confident in someone in the secondary there getting it. I just don't know if that'll be the case. It may be another year where you don't have a ton of interceptions. You could easily pick guys like Trevion Flowers to be that guy. I just don't know it. Bryce Thompson likes to go get the ball. He's physical. He'll fight receivers for the ball. I'm going to pick him. I think he could be sitting right around that 3 or 4 mark again. He had 3 last year. I think he could be sitting right around that mark again this year, but I think he's probably your leading your interception leader.
Okay. I'm going to go with Trayvon Flowers, and this is just if he can stay healthy. Had some unfortunate injuries his last 2 years, but he just looks like an athlete. And you mentioned Nigel Warrior was our leading interception guy last year. I think it comes from that safety position, and he looks like the more ready to take on that Nigel Warrior role.
You'd really like it to be one of your safeties leading in interceptions.
But I think if it's not him, if he's not able to stay healthy for whatever reason, knock on wood, then it's probably Bryce Thompson.
Yeah, and I'm reversing the same way. I think if it's not Bryce Thompson, it's Trevion Flowers. I hope, too. That's a guy I hope makes a lot of plays back there. I think he has the ability to. He's fast. He showed flashes when he was healthy. The 3 games? When did he get hurt?
He got hurt in Mississippi State. He got an interception and broke his leg.
4 games? Okay.
Yep.
More than that. Because Florida was a 4th game, right?
Florida was, yeah.
I don't remember. Regardless, I think Trayvon Flowers definitely could be that guy, but it'll be tough. It'll be tough. Someone said Kenneth George has shown some good stuff. Kenneth George has shown flashes. I don't know how often he can go get the ball. That's kind of the big thing. The 2 guys we picked out, they have bodies of work that have shown they'll go out and get the ball. Yeah,
and I just don't like. I think the same thing with Kenneth George, but I just don't see him starting. I think you have a lot more upside with Alontae Taylor at that position.
Yeah, and hopefully he's kind of out of the doghouse too. That hurt him a little bit, getting burned at BYU on busted coverage.
Especially if you look at what Pruitt's recruiting and just pure athletes, that was Alontae Taylor out of high school.
Yep, a lot of guys are fighting for that same position.
Yep.
So, I think if that solidifies, that helps Bryce Thompson even more to maybe have a chance to get some more balls.
Yep.
So we'll see. Anything you kind of want to talk about with stat projections? Like I said, we'll get into a little more nitty and gritty of that as we approach the season. I think if those guys are your leading your stat leaders, I think you've got a really good chance of having another good or building on the way you ended last season.
We going CMAG and points.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put up we're gonna give them a ton of chances to kick extra points. Hopefully not too many field goals.
Yeah, we're gonna spread the wealth and get a lot of touchdowns, a lot of extra points.
Exactly. That's the plan.
Yeah,
that's the plan. Speaking of great Tennessee football, Coach Doug's old Duggerton. What's his first name?
Gus.
That's right. Gus is Good Times offense.
Yep.
Gus Duggerton going to the Swamp tonight at 9:30. It's a night game. What about it? Under the lights in the Swamp.
Ugh. It stinks.
When did he play his last game? He played UConn.
Friday?
Yeah, I think that's right. Friday played UConn.
It's close.
That was a close game. Yeah, he almost pulled old Pruitt there and got off to a tough start. But they finished strong. Tennessee finished strong under Duggerton. Yeah, 3-0. That's all that matters is the final score and the win-loss record. 3-0, moving on to Florida. I don't know. Is the Florida team good in this year?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him.
What year is he in the game? 17 or 18? How long has he been doing it?
He's been a head coach for 3 years, but he was offensive coordinator at Toledo and USC and Florida State.
Okay, so he should be in 20.
No, at Florida State and Toledo. He was head coach at USC and Texas.
Dude,
State,
I bet he's got a Wikipedia article. What do you bet?
He probably does.
Let's see if I can find it real quick, because that'll tell us exactly what.
It's got to be like his 5th season.
At least 5th season, so that puts him in 2018.
Yeah.
Because he starts a year back, right? Usually?
Yeah.
Or a year back from what the game. Well, my phone is not working at all right now. I'm getting a new one this week.
So, yeah, he beats UCLA 55-28, 50 burger.
50 burger.
Then Baylor, he beats 55-35 with another 50 burger. And then UConn was down 24-14 and came back and won 28-24.
Hey, that's what you like to see. Teams have got to grind out wins at some point.
They got to face adversity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How are these players ever going to learn how to face adversity?
They got to learn to respond.
Yep. You got to. Exactly. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. I love how many articles there are, and like half of them are like in quotations in the article, like not real, fictional.
He should have like his IMDb.
Yeah, he appears in he's credited roles.
Yeah.
We'll see here.
But yeah, it's not like I was watching it on Friday, and is that thunder?
Yeah, I guess that storm's finally moving in.
My, that was intense. God.
5 years, so he's playing in 19 now. He's played 5 seasons.
Jeez. But yeah, I was watching Wednesday, and like I was kind of getting nervous.
Oh yeah, you're thinking, oh man.
I'm like, but it's really not a true Tennessee game unless there's some adversity.
Is Duggerton getting, is Duggerton the guy? I think you had to wonder that as it started coming down to the wire. So.
Yeah, there was people that thought he couldn't win the big one.
He finally did.
But you got to win the big one tonight. Tonight's the big one.
Tonight it determines the trajectory of the rest of your season. That's that Florida game. So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. Fan, do we have any questions?
Oh, we don't have a lot. I don't have any on Facebook. Do y'all have any questions? We'd love to cover some if y'all have any.
Bring them to us.
Because we like to rant and go on tangents. So
I'll gladly go on a tangent.
Yeah, anytime.
You can't tell.
But But dude, I was getting pumped up with Auburn hopping in my replies. I'm like, man.
You guys aren't upset though. Auburn fans aren't upset.
No, they're not.
They just feel the need to respond.
Yeah, we got a quarterback that was way better than yours.
Right.
And what's like, so Rivals ranks are based on like a 6-point scale.
Uh-huh.
So like a 4-star is like 5.8, a 3-star is a 5.6. What's the actual difference? Is there that much of a difference?
So Swain had, who was it on? Somebody at 247. Do you listen to it?
I didn't.
I guess I need to go listen to it because apparently he explains the rankings and stuff.
You can't explain it to me where I'm going to like not have a question.
Explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old.
Right. I'm gonna definitely have some questions.
Right.
Like my first question is like how are you able to evaluate guys so much where you're dropping guys 64 spots?
So that's the annoying part is like they probably have what they think is a justified reason to do it, but at the same time, is it really justified? Because like you could make up anything.
Right.
So is it really justified? I don't know.
Yeah, probably not.
Right.
Well, we rewatched their highlight film and are they the ones that say you can't just go off highlights? But that's the only thing out. Like,
are they watching full film?
Yeah.
Also,
you getting access to David Crockett's huddle?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Are they really watching full games? And if that's the case, are you admitting that the rest of your time your recruiting rankings have been fall?
Yeah, that's.
Are you admitting that? Because you don't usually get a chance. Also, if you have guys that do this full time, shouldn't they be evaluating film anyways all the time? What else would they be doing?
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah,
that's my question with the NCAA. It's like, oh, we're going to table this till January. Why not now? What have you been doing now? Like,
right.
Have you not had a plan in place now? You've had plenty of time.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions for everybody involved.
Oh my god. NCAA just makes me so like playing NCAA 14 makes me so mad that we can't have that game now.
Golly, dude. No, I don't
like I had to literally go buy a freaking 6-year-old game.
And you had to buy a system, which it wasn't. It was cheaper than just buying the game, so that's good.
How old is that system? Probably 2012.
Yeah, that one's probably older than that. I'm looking at it because they started like releasing the Slim
2011.
Yeah, the 360 Slim. Yeah.
So a 9-year-old system. I'm having to rely on 9-year-old technology to get me through NCAA.
Right.
Trash.
Let's go into some segments. I didn't get any questions. Let me double check it before I completely move on. No questions. Let's do some most important of the week.
Most important. I'm gonna go with this golf match. So you know a little bit more about what this is for and how much money's involved, don't you?
I don't think there's, as far as I know, I don't think there's any money involved for the players.
Okay.
I think it's all raising money for charity for COVID.
But people were throwing in like, "Hey, I'll do 100,000 on this hole,"
and it's going to charity.
Going to charity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Brooks Koepka, I think he's ranked number 3 in the world right now. Is what they said. He's highly ranked in the golf rankings. He said he would give 100,000 if. Did Brady just stick one close? If Tom Brady hit a par on anywhere on the front 9, and then he had that hole out for eagle from like 100 yards. That was pretty impressive, honestly. Those are the kind of shots you've seen how bad Brady's played. Those are the kind of shots that keep you coming. The shot he just had that didn't go in is the kind of shot that keeps you coming back in golf.
Yeah, is Brady hustling? Because he's had some really good shots.
Yeah, he might have been getting people comfortable or something.
I think. Well, people are being like, Tom, if you hit this on the green, I'll donate $100,000. And I think that's what Russell Wilson just did.
Oh, is that the 100,000 meals if he hit it on the green? Okay, wow. Yeah, so he's racking up some donation points. People don't do that to Peyton Manning because they know he's better. They're only down 1 though. They were down 3 before Tom holed out from 100 yards out, and now they're only down 1. Ooh. I think the back 9 though is a little bit more like traditional partner golf. I think they're doing scrambled best ball. I think there's a bunch of different formats they're playing, and I don't know what format the back 9 is because I've been here the entire time, so I haven't listened to.
Dude, I can honestly tell you I've never watched golf ever, ever in my life.
Okay,
watched golf, but I've watched this since it started, and
it's
pretty interesting.
And it's definitely easier to watch it because they're entertaining.
Oh, Peyton put one closer.
Even closer. Dang. I mean, he's a foot or two out. See if Tiger can match it. I mean, it's definitely interesting because so like normal golf, you don't hear them talking like this, and then they're not cutting up like this.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit easier to watch if you're not a golf fan. But yeah, if you're a golf fan, it's like best of both worlds.
They've kind of like at the first they're really chatting it up
Yeah.
and talking trash, and now it's kind of got a little bit quieter as the match has gone on. It's kind of getting to the point where okay, I need to win.
Right, and it's good that a lot of people are like, I don't like it. Not a lot. There's some people that I don't like it because it's not for anything. These dudes are competitive, and then not only are they competitive, they're playing against their biggest rival of their career.
Yeah.
So they want to beat them.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter that they're not playing for anything. They want to beat them. But yeah, it's been fun to see Tiger like coaching coaching Peyton up. If you've watched him around the greens, Tiger's telling him exactly what to do, and Phil's kind of like that with Tom, but he's not in the way Tiger. Like you can tell Tiger and Peyton have played several rounds together in preparation for this match.
Yeah.
Because they're like saying stuff that isn't obvious what they're saying immediately, but you know it means something to each of them. So what is he? Just a foot and a half?
18 inches.
18 inches? Yeah, just a little over a foot and a half. Is it 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Foot and a half. Nice. That's a good shot, Peyton.
Hey, don't move the ball, sir.
Yeah, he touched it a little bit with the tape measure. I don't know what he... So you win something on each hole with closest to the pin.
Okay.
But it's like $125,000 to like charity. You don't win anything, I guess.
Gotcha.
But these guys don't need to win any money. They'll be
fine.
Don't worry about them. They'll be just fine.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been fun, though. It's been really fun to watch. I'm glad they did it. I hope they do more stuff like this outside of... I know it's tough with, like, the PGA season, and then if it's current athletes, the NFL season. I know it's tough to do, but this stuff's cool. Tiger and Phil played Thanksgiving weekend. What was that, a year ago? Year and a half ago?
Like that.
That was a cool event. It wasn't. I don't think it was what everybody expected, but it was cool regardless. So I hope they continue to do stuff like this. It definitely is a... Peyton, you got to putt that, buddy. You don't get birdies given to you. He didn't take his putter out there with him. What's he doing? Phil, give it to him. Garbage. You can't give people birdies. Get out of here. You got to putt that out. But yeah, it's been super cool. I've enjoyed it. My first most important is East Ponds. Did we know he could play the saxophone?
I didn't know.
No, I didn't think so either. I know we may have been told that when Grant could play piano, Admiral could play guitar. Grant could play like six
So are we
instruments.
just like recruiting based off? Well, you have to have more talents other than basketball.
See, I was about to say I remember making a joke that Rick Barnes was actually recruiting for a band. He was getting a band together.
Okay, yeah.
They just happened to play basketball too. So maybe we did. Maybe we had heard that at one point. But yeah, playing Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfair that you're taking everybody's girls, man. That's kind of mean.
Yeah.
I hope he stays. So when he dunks on somebody, I can just tweet that video at him and be like, "You got dunked on by this guy."
I just wanted so much sacks.
So much sacks. There's so much sacks in that video. It was great.
Also, going back to the golf, did you see where Peyton was kind of talking trash to Tom, saying that if he didn't really know how to get in his head, he thought about having his brother or Nick Foles being his caddy.
I did. That was a good little job.
Yeah,
solid job.
And then Tom Brady. Tom Brady's weird.
I feel like Tom Brady legit got offended by it. He's like, dude, that's a low blow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he was joking, but it did not sound like he was joking.
But like, Peyton Manning's just so much more personable.
Oh yeah, he's got way
Tom
better
Brady.
skill, personality skills than Tom.
Yeah, because like Tom Brady was just like, what's this head for? And it was smoky, and he's like, they haven't been good since you left. I'm like, we won a national championship the year after.
Yeah, that was a bad take.
He's so dumb. And then
also him admitting that Tennessee was good when Peyton was there. He admitted it. Because for them to not be good since then, they would have to be good when Peyton was there. He at least admitted that.
Yeah.
He at least admitted that. Do I have any more most importance?
I have some.
I have some fails. I have plenty of fails.
Tobias Harris announced he will provide mortgage assistance for 12 families, lunch for 250 healthcare workers, and 20,000 children's books for at-home libraries.
Who was that again?
Tobias Harris.
Oh, nice. Tobias. Dude, I wish he had played longer. I wish he could have played longer at Tennessee. I understand why he left. It's just...
Right.
That sucks. I have any more most important? I don't know.
I have this, and it's an exchange front with Myles Garrett and OBJ. Probably kind of a fail too, but Myles Garrett says how OBJ thought spanking the cop was going to go, and it was Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman slapping each other's ass.
Dude.
And so Myles Garrett tweeted that, and then OBJ comes back and says, wait a minute, that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was I got charged with assault, and you somehow didn't. Only in America.
Yeah, that was a pretty good little comeback by OBJ.
Yeah.
Pretty good little comeback. I've got, this has got to be a little bit of fail on Marcus Spears, but Ron Clark gets the most important here. He takes the cake. Marcus Spears, after the Last Dance, which I haven't gotten to watch the last 2 episodes yet. I was on the road.
I'm sorry I ruined it.
Yeah, you ruined it.
Yeah, Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman smack each other's ass.
He said, 5 dudes deliver pizza. I ain't eating that. Damn food poisoning. They tried to poison the man. Hashtag sheesh. Ryan Clark tweeted back at him and said, man, you play D-line. You eating that pizza. And I would eat that pizza, but Marcus Spears, I know you're eating that pizza.
Jeez.
Fantastic. All I've got left is fails. You got any more most important?
I don't have any more most important. I got some fails. A lot of failures this week.
I'll go first. Let's see. That's stupidity. I'll save that for Wednesday because that was a dumb take. So maybe fail.
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dak Prescott turned down a 5-year, $175 million contract from the Cowboys. Turn it down.
Dumb. No,
He wants to be the highest paid quarterback ever.
Yeah, buddy, you haven't won enough to do that.
What has he even won a playoff game?
I honestly don't know, so I don't want to answer that.
I feel like he hasn't.
I don't think
If so, it's 1 or 2.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be more than 1 or 2. It would not be. I've got Deadspin, which I thought was no longer a thing. They said Tyler Bray has 0 completions, 0 yards, and 0 touchdowns over his 5-year NFL career. Shout out to VFL Tyler Bray. The Bears gave him a contract worth nearly $1 million. They said Cam and Cap, 300 plus combined touchdowns, still no deal for either. So are they going to take that $1 million?
Oh yeah, no.
Are you I tweeted? I was like, you cannot be that stupid.
There's no way.
Read your tweet.
There's no way.
Read your tweet. Also, Tyler Brady's probably going to get cut by the Bears before the season starts.
Yeah,
or at least move to practice squad.
So Dak wanted he turned down $175 million. So what's that over?
It's probably like a 5-year deal.
Yeah, it's 5 years.
Oh, it's 5
so,
years.
So how much is that a year?
Do it real quick. $35 million a year.
$35 million. You think Cam
has 0 business taking that much, and Cap does too.
Yeah, I mean, but Cam would that would be he would take 5-year 100. And, what do we say?
He's
all the quarterback that Dak is.
That's true. Yeah. Dak, when you're talking about recent years, I'd probably take Dak over Cam. But yeah.
Right.
When
But
money,
when you look at what they've won, I mean, Cam's been to a Super Bowl. Dak hasn't been even sniffed a Super Bowl.
No, I mean, recently I'm probably taking Dak over Cam, but he doesn't. I mean, he deserves probably more money, but not $35 million a year. That's for sure.
So yeah, neither one of those guys want to sign for $1 million.
I'm just like, how stupid can you be? They didn't. It's not like they're like, oh, we can save him. We can spend this $1 million on Tyler Bray or on Cam Newton and selected Tyler Bray. That's not what happened.
No,
that's not what happened.
I mean, if it was, they are paying Mitch Trubisky, which I think both those quarterbacks are probably better than Mitch.
Yeah. But still, Cap and Cam may not take that little amount of money.
No,
they're saving money taking a shitty quarterback.
Yep.
I'll give them that. I think that's all I have. Also, I did show you that. Okay.
I have one. Furman Baseball has informed that the baseball program is going to be cut. And in 2019, they had 13 conference wins.
Dang. Yeah, that's the big thing that I think a lot of people are missing is smaller schools are going to have to cut programs because they're losing money this year. Mm-hmm. They lost money, especially with the NCAA tournament not happening.
That just sucks because Furman is kind of close to here, so
it's going to impact. It probably could impact some. I know there's some local guys playing football at Furman, which hadn't impacted Furman football yet.
Yeah, rough,
crazy, for sure. Definitely sucks.
I mean, the reality is, you need sport. Like athletics need to happen.
Yeah.
Not just because of people's entertainment, but to fund the program.
Right.
To keep it alive.
Right.
So, yeah. That's all I got.
That's all I've got. Guys, I shot an 89 at Scottsdale, which I know doesn't sound great. I played with rented clubs.
You had to go buy a shirt at Ross. You couldn't even wash it first.
You know what frustrated me is, so I took a video of me hitting on 16. That's the signature hole. And I saw that my swing looked terrible and fixed it. And I went par with a chance at birdie on 18.
Did you play by yourself?
No, I played with two guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they paired me up. One guy was he was originally from Florida, but hadn't moved out to Phoenix. And then a guy that had some a vacation home in Phoenix, essentially, from Ohio, I think, a Michigan fan. So I think he was like on the border of Michigan, Ohio. Nice dudes. It was a lot of fun. I will hopefully get to play that course again. I got to play it super cheap. Well, much cheaper than it normally is what I should say. Yeah, it was awesome. I don't regret spending the amount of money I did.
That's always nice when you spend the amount of money and don't that was a good buy. I'm glad.
I've definitely played some rounds of golf, especially where I'm like, did I really just spend that?
Yeah.
Golf will do that to you real quick. It'll break you down. If you didn't watch the first 4 or 5 holes of this, that is what bad golf feels like. Just constantly like, oh my God.
Why?
I think he dropped the F-bomb a couple times. Just a few. That the camera saw, I guess.
Yeah,
the mic didn't pick him up, but I saw him drop it a couple times.
Yeah, maybe it's on like a 1 second delay where they're able to go away from that.
Able to mute him.
They saw it coming. We're just like, oh.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to tell when the F-bomb's coming.
Yeah.
I think Peyton got caught dropping one in a fairway.
Good for him. Just let him loose, man. This is for charity.
I think he should.
Yeah, let the F-bombs go.
Yeah. Did we get a winner today? We heard?
I
might have to do the giveaway on Wednesday. Hold on a second. I don't want to promise y'all anything.
I did not get a giveaway.
We'll do the giveaway Wednesday. But hey, that gives you more time to sign up if you just came into the show, didn't hear at the beginning. Go to volunteerroadshow.com, sign up for an account. You get access to all of our content, and you get to enter a chance to win a $25 gift card. So all you got to do is put your email. It's free. We'd love for you to do that. We'd love for you to get that gift card. Guys, we appreciate y'all listening. We'll be back on Wednesday. Check out any YouTube videos between now and Wednesday for any live updates of sports. 9:30 tonight, Doug's takes on Florida. Don't miss that.
Who are you picking?
Tennessee.
Are we dropping a 50 burger?
Yeah, by a million.
Oh, okay.
Tennessee by a million.
Okay, so it's not even going to be close.
No.
Yeah, and you don't even know how good Florida is. You're just saying you just have that much faith in Doug's.
Yeah, and Coach Doug's and Caleb Presley, QB1.
Yeah, and you got...
a lot of people are triggered about him wearing 16, but I think if you're going to pull out 16 for anybody, it's got to be Caleb Presley.
Yeah, it's got to be a guy that could possibly win the Heisman.
Exactly.
And you have Rico Burgerton and JoJo Smalls.
Okay. I didn't know JoJo Smalls. I knew about Burgerton.
And Rogers Cole. Who else you got? You got some dudes on there.
Do you?
You got some studs.
You love to see it.
Yeah. That's all we got, guys. We got some big things in the works. Hopefully we'll have some news this week of when that's going to come out. Kind of a bonus thing for you guys each week that we'll try to do. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because we want it to be a nice surprise.
Yeah, it'll be a wonderful surprise.
Yep. That's all we got. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.